And if you're watching this video, you're wondering what the heck is an insurance adjuster and how to get started. So stay tuned to this video because I'm going to explain what an insurance adjuster is, how much they make, and how you can get started. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Abahi. I am a claims adjuster. I love the industry because it's very lucrative, and if you let me, I can help you make money too. So, okay, first up, what the heck is an insurance adjuster? If you've ever been in a car accident and you've had insurance, you've called your insurance company to let them know of your loss. From there, they will either send out an adjuster or they'll put you in touch with somebody that they call an adjuster. And an adjuster will take a look at your policy and they'll take a look at your damage, and they'll see if the policy is supposed to cover these damages. There are some cases where, like maybe an Uber driver only has limited or liability on their car and did not put their car in as a business policy. So if they get in an accident as an Uber driver, the policy does not cover that accident. There's other areas where you might have somebody who is not authorized on your policy to drive your car, so that they now will not cover your car when it's damaged. And that's when you end up with cases like Judge Judy and people suing each other for certain damages. Another thing that the insurance adjuster will look at is if the contract matches or how much they will owe you for your damages, because there's a max amount to how much they will pay. If somebody, like in the state of Georgia, you have your 25, 50, 25 limits, what that means is that if you get in an accident and you cause, let's say, property damage, they will only pay up to $25,000 for that property damage. If you hurt somebody, they will only pay $25,000 for that one person, at a total of $50,000 for all personal injury damages in that accident. Which means that if you hurt, let's say, 5 people because the other car that you hit had 5 people in it, or your own car had 5 people in it, including yourself, and they each had $11,000 worth of damage, well, they'll pay $10,000 of that damage, but you'll be on the hook for the extra 5. But insurance is great because who has $50,000 just stored in the bank? I know I don't, but one day I will, especially if I stay in this industry. What you will do as an insurance adjuster is that you'll look at the policy, you'll see if the policy matches the damages, and insurance covers more than just cars. Homes have policies, businesses have policies, farms have policies, the crops on farms have policies, the machinery on a farm and in a building have separate policies. Every ship that sets sea or sails has a policy. You have a policy as a worker, workers' comp is an type of insurance policy, and they do have adjusters for that. Medical, if you break your leg, or if your son is in the football game and breaks somebody's arm, which my manager had happened when they were 11. You have a big kid and he easily hurts other people because of his size. Well, those other parents might want to sue you for, or ask you to pay for the damages that happen to their own child. Insurance can help with that. Insurance can help when the storm happens, when there's ice on the road, and again your car or you slip and fall. There's insurance for that. Listen, there's almost nothing that goes up in this world, and when I say world, I really mean the USA. There's nothing that happens in the USA that is not insured. Even when people drive without insurance, there's insurance that you can get if somebody without insurance hits your own car, so that you're covered in those events too. Health insurance is another type of insurance, and they have adjusters for those too. I call them adjusters. They might call them like third-party appraisers or TPAs. In Pennsylvania, they don't necessarily have adjusters. They have auto appraisers. The first question that most people have is, how much do adjusters make? Well, auto adjusters typically make about $25 an hour, and property adjusters tend to make about $37.50 an hour. And that's if you work on the inside. If you work outdoor field adjusting, you'll make even more, and there's a scale rate that they have. I'm an outdoor adjuster, and if you want to find out more about how much they get paid, watch this video right here. That's why so many people want to become adjusters, because the money is really good and the barrier of entry is relatively low, meaning that you don't have to go to college, although some companies do require some type of degrees or experience, but you do, almost every state requires you to take some type of exam. And that's where people tend to kind of get tripped up, because the exam is not easy to pass. In fact, only 40% of people in Texas pass the exam. In Georgia, it's 64%. So if you live in one of these states over here, you have to take a designated, a DHS, or a designated home state. My recommendation, of course, is Georgia, because the pass rate is better and it's much simpler to get the Georgia exam or the Georgia license than it is to get the Florida license, because with Florida you have to get an appointment, and there's a situation about fingerprinting that you have to do as well. With Georgia, you take the exam, you do your fingerprints, you get your license. Now, in those states that are not listed over here, you do have to take a 40-hour course. Although Florida has a situation where you don't have to take the exam, but listen, I like clean cut. There's too many scenarios with the Florida exam and too many ways to get in, and I'm not super familiar with it. I'm very familiar with Georgia, and with Georgia you have to take a 40-hour course, you take your exam, you get your license. Start there. An adjuster is really the face of the company. I know people have insurance agents, but you talk to them once and never talk again. When a home suffers a loss, or when somebody is involved in a car accident, they want somebody with good customer service and good customer care handling their customer, so that that person stays their customer after a loss. And the adjuster will take a look at the policy, and the policy will determine many things. Started today, I recommend you look in the comments and see where you can take a 40-hour course and how much those courses are going to cost. And then also subscribe to my video so that you can get more information. I release a video every week so that you can find out how to get started, how to get work, and how to get experience too, and everything else you need to know to be an adjuster. Thanks for watching.